Hey guys, this is Ada coming in to do a video. Today I would like to do a update on my vitamin D story. I guess about a year or so ago, I was going through um, a lot of health issues that could not be explained. You know, I went to the doctor and I had several trips to the doctor, cardiologist, and blood tests ran, and it just couldn't be explained. But as I said in my earlier video, they did not automatically check my vitamin D levels or my iron levels and or ferritin or whatever, do an iron panel. But that's not something that they do automatically. A lot of times they have to do like the primary testing, and then if they'll move on to do other things. Sometimes you have to just request that these tests be done to find out if you're low in vitamin D. But some of my symptoms back then were heart palpitations. Uh, I was having some stomach issues, um, ringing in my ears, just all kinds of panic attacks, all kinds of stuff was going on, guys. And I truly feel that a lot of that was from burnout and stress, stress related symptoms. Um, but if you have low vitamin D, of course, that will have an impact because we need vitamin D. So, needless to say, I took it upon myself to start taking vitamin D, and I noticed that I had energy. Not only did I start taking vitamin D, but I started taking iron. But long story short, now um, I'm feeling better. I do have some symptoms that I still deal with, but they're not debilitating. I can get up and go about my day-to-day life. But the things that I am doing and I try to do consistently, I exercise moderately, at least 4 to 5 times a week, no less than 4. I try to stay consistent with my diet. And I have fell off the wagon, guys, but I try to eat mostly plant-based. I will have meat occasionally, and now I'm kind of experimenting with keto, um, because I did some research on that, and I really like what I'm finding. So my goal is to maybe do vegan keto, but for the past few days I've just been doing the keto, and I want to do the clean version. So that's what I'm up to. But I can tell you this, that diet make a big difference in what you put in your body. It makes a difference watching the sugar, watching just what you eat, and the difference that doing large green smoothies or berry smoothie and all that stuff really make a difference, guys, and drinking your water. But long story short, those vitamin D levels have to come up. And those of us who are darker skinned, we tend to have lower levels of vitamin D. And, if you're not really getting out in the sun, if you're not an outdoor person, or you work in an office and you're not really getting out in the sun and you're dark complected, make sure you get those levels checked. And I think a lot of people now are being encouraged to take it because of COVID. Because when I had my experience, that was right before COVID. And some of that could have been COVID symptoms. I don't know. I'm not sure. But because it didn't have a name at that point. But, a couple of months down the road, everybody started, wearing the mask and talking about COVID. But, needless to say, vitamin D, as you know, is very important. And it's not just a vitamin. It is a hormone, and it helps to help our body in so many different processes. So I did a lot of research on vitamin D during that time, and a lot of symptoms seem to be consistent with low vitamin D. And I do know my iron was low because when I had it checked, it was low. And what I would say, and I'm not a medical expert, so I can't give medical advice. I can only talk about my experience. But what I can say typically, guys, when things start happening and there's no medical explanation for it, a lot of times have those vitamin levels checked, like your B12, your vitamin D, your ferritin level, have an iron panel done, just stuff that they may not think to do. You have your thyroid checked, your TSH and free T4 and all that type of stuff. Have that stuff checked, because like I said, a lot of times they do like the primary blood test. And the reason I can, talk about the primary stuff, I used to work in a lab, and they would do like a complete blood count. They may do a metabolic panel. But like I say, have those simple vitamin levels checked, especially B12, because it can cause horrible symptoms too. And if left unchecked, it can be detrimental to your health. Have that potassium level checked, and tell them to do an ionized potassium, because that sees what's in your cell. And also, have the magnesium levels checked, ionized, because if you just have the regular test for magnesium and potassium, a lot of times it's not going to be an accurate level of what's actually in your blood. But I said all that to say this, guys. I'm doing better. I'm trying to stick to a healthier diet, and I had lost weight and built a lot of muscle. And right now, due to being in menopause, which I am, I think I'm probably, well, I'm still peri. I'm not officially in menopause. By taking bioidentical hormones and trying to balance them out, I put on a few pounds, but that's okay. Just as long as I feel good. So, just be encouraged on your journey. Be encouraged as you go to the doctor and try to get to the root of what the problem is. But just be aware that they can only do what they're trained to do, and medicine is a practice. But your body, that if something's kind of off. But those little simple things are the things, to kind of be talking to your doctor about, checking. So the other thing I want to say, the amount of vitamin D I take anywhere from 10 to 20,000 international units. And most of the time 20, but this week I've cut back to 10. So I'm going to take 10 for a while, and I may cut back a little bit and see how my body feels. And, if I feel that, that cutting back to 5 or 10 is a good, amount for me, that's where I'll stay. So sometimes you have to kind of experiment with things and, try to figure out what's good for you. So, just do your research, talk to your doctor, and, try to work with them as best you can. So, guys, that's my update. And I hope that this video has been helpful. And if you guys have any comments or questions, just drop them in the comment section for me. So, with that being said, have a blessed night. And stay tuned for the next video where I'll be talking about magnesium. All right.